Thanksgiving was a half-baked spectacle. The first 20 minutes of this movie had me very excited at the potential in store. The characters were all well cast for their roles. The teen crowd actually felt very teeny, apart from a couple people. There were also elderly folk and families that felt very warm and sweet and familiar, all taking place and juxtaposed in a world that was so heightened in absurdity that it would be more jarring if it wasn't so entertaining. Some events take place at the beginning of the movie, and without saying too much, it is a really fun train wreck to watch take place, with setups that felt almost Rube Goldberg Final Destination-esque in nature. The pace was sharp and bouncy, the dialogue was quick and sassy, and the mood was mounting in tension. At this point in the movie, I was very curious about what exactly would be the thing that sets things in motion. What is the shape of the relationships that we are introduced to in the movie, and how do the characters feel about each other? Who are these people, and who is a good guy, and who is a bad guy? Plus, to have a mirror held up to the audience about how this movie sees the Thanksgiving and Black Friday season, not as a time to gather in love and light, counting your blessings and enjoying the simple but essential things in life, but as the ridiculous, cold, shallow, consumerist nightmare that keeps powerful people rich off the underpaid, underappreciated labor of the people they don't even let have a day off from the soulless, materialist money machine they toil away at day by day. This movie calls out the whole Black Friday starts Thanksgiving night thing. It calls out the way too few employees, often left to handle huge, impatient, and entitled crowds of people thing, while the higher-ups have the privilege of spending their day at home, leading to more disaster that could have been avoided with proper support. Or, closing. Which, speaking of, props to Target and Walmart for closing on Thanksgiving in 2023. And yes, all of the ingredients were there. I was having a blast up until, just after that beginning. And this isn't to say that there weren't more positives after that stellar start. They just grew to be more and more spread apart than I would have liked. That quick, sharp energy and playfully dark formula was replaced with a very basic one by one they fall, whodunit, catch the killer in town story. Almost like an extended Pretty Little Liars episode. So, the connective tissue of the story bored me after a bit, but happily, I'll say, was punctuated with some pretty killer moments, pun intended. The violence in this movie is very violent. I just wish that I felt more when it was happening. The movie seemed to believe that it had done enough setup for some of the characters to feel earned when they died, but in some instances I was left wishing I got a little more from each character before that happened. Not like I wanted them to get main character levels of development, but I would have liked to either feel more happy that they were getting their comeuppance, or more conflicted that they were getting their comeuppance. Like, this is complicated. They did bad things, but do they deserve this? But no, I was more left with just a sense of conflicted confusion at the consequences that certain people face here, and whether or not the movie set it up well enough. Which, of course, would implicate and rope in the killer and their identity and the motive, which, as per the usual, the third act twist reveal was disappointing and cliche, and honestly, I can't believe I didn't call it before it happened. But honestly, that just makes me reflect on my experience here all the more. It truly was a huge high at the start, followed by just a slow decline throughout the rest of the movie. Again, though, here and there throughout, there were some crazy, cool sequences that caught me off guard a bit, or a kill that was wilder than I thought that it would be. But it got less and less, unfortunately. The save hinged on that resolution at the end, and I just wish it had lived up to the vision it began with and carried it through. But oh well. So, cast and characters, I'm gonna give a 6.5 out of 10. Serviceable, mostly entertaining presences, nothing incredible, but nothing offensive either. For horror, I'm gonna give a 6.3 out of 10. It was definitely horror is other people vibes at the beginning, which is compelling if done well. But in this case, the only horror became that predator prey jump scare shit with some gory kills here and there. So do with that what you will. And story, yeah, the more I think about it, the more it disappoints and confounds me. It just doesn't, one, make sense, or two, do anything exciting or original. It's just there to carry the kills. 4 out of 10. All in all, Thanksgiving gets a 5.9 out of 10. You could do worse for a movie night. You could do better, but if you just want to see some crazy kills, I would pop it on. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch y'all on the next one.